never have. Things happen for a reason because people want them to happen. What do you know? Russell Westbrook sealed a second straight triple-double season by grabbing 20 rebounds, a career high. Russell Westbrook is really talented. He's played in 748 career NBA games. What a zany coincidence. Last night, he needed 16 rebounds, and last night, in 748 career basketball games as a pro, he set his personal rebounding record. What are the chances of that? It means a lot to him. Stats mean a lot to him. They didn't to Bill Russell. They didn't to Michael. They didn't to Magic. They didn't to Duncan. They mean a lot, and that's why Kevin Durant's in Golden State. I've been very lucky in my career, 30 years doing media. I've worked with great people, smart people, thoughtful people, talented people. But in local TV especially, I noticed this the 14 years I was in it. Some people really cared about winning awards and Emmys. They were not untalented, nor were they bad people. But the best coworkers I ever had and the most talented people I ever had didn't care about awards. You knew they could play at the next level. We all knew. Magic, Russell, Duncan, first ballot guys. Westbrook cares deeply. It's why I call him the MV me. Last night there was a moment where he boxed out his own teammate, Carmelo Anthony, to get a rebound. He boxed his own teammate out. Maybe subconsciously. It's just sort of what he does. The MV me. Carmelo, it should be noted, 2 days ago acknowledged on this show, we had the tape, yeah, we goose his numbers. And they do it because they know it matters. Let me show you another piece of tape. Golden State, Oklahoma City, earlier this year. Westbrook needs 1 assist for a triple-double. Late in the game, he desperately tries to get an assist. KD and Steph are seen laughing at him on the Warrior bench. The gig's up. Everybody gets it. Coaches know, players know, Oklahoma City knows. But they're coddling him because they lost Harden and Kevin Durant, and they can't afford to lose a transformative talent, and that he is. But Magic, Russell, Duncan, Bird, Akeem, Stockton never cared about stats. You know who did? Wilt Chamberlain, a world-class talent and a world-class flake. For all his talent, 100 points a game, 80 multiple times, pro beach volleyball player, could have run track, probably before LeBron, the greatest gifted athlete in the sport's history. LeBron, you know, could play the NFL. He could. He was an all-state football player when he played in high school for a year. He could. Wilt was the pre-LeBron, and Wilt didn't win many titles, and Wilt was never a good teammate. People never came out and crushed him, never publicly ripped him, but everybody knew Wilt was into Wilt. By the way, interesting line from the Oklahoma newspaper. Westbrook had 11 rebounds, 12 assists by half. He grabbed 8 in the opening 11 minutes. His teammates conceded rebounds to him to get Westbrook the record, and Westbrook took full advantage. Of course he did. Yesterday, he got very prickly when asked about his stat padding. Take a listen. This is Westbrook.
The people that's talking or saying whatever they need to say, they should try to do it and see how hard it is. Since everybody's so, everybody wants to be talking, and, I'm tired of hearing the same old rebound this, stealing rebound, all this shit. I take pride in what I do. Come out and play, and I get the ball faster than somebody else get to it.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. If you don't want it, I'm going to get it.
All right. What do people get defensive about? Criticism that hits close to home. You walk up to a supermodel and say she's unattractive, it's not going to bother her. You walk up to a billionaire and say he's dumb and broke, it's not going to bother him. You tell a guy who's obsessed with stats, dude, you're sort of obsessed with stats. And that's the answer you get. The MV me. 748 career games. What a coincidence. He grabbed the most he's ever grabbed last night, and OKC continues to enable and coddle him. Let me shift to this. This is a little inside the rope, but it's something that's well documented for people who covered the NBA. David Stern used to be the commissioner. He was a yeller and a screamer. He called owners and screamed. He screamed in his office. He screamed during negotiations. 2 people I know negotiated with David Stern. He was tough as hell. He was intimidating. He was loud. He would call newspaper editors and scream at stories. David Stern not only created the draft lottery format, he often altered it for no tanking. People were afraid of David Stern. People didn't want to negotiate with him. He was replaced by Adam Silver. Softer voice, more reticent, pro player, not a yeller, not a screamer, certainly not intimidating. We actively now in the NBA have 7 teams tanking. It's no secret. There may be 8. Orlando, Atlanta, Dallas, Charlotte, Memphis. People aren't going to admit it, but it's the talk of the league. I talked to an NBA reporter yesterday. He's an NBA reporter. He knows every roster. He said he watched the game last week and had to Google 2 players. He'd never heard of them. I say this because the Philadelphia Sixers won their 16th straight. They've earned the 3rd seed in the East. It's quite an accomplishment. It's tangible. You can grab it. But I don't really know what to make of it. During their 16-game winning streak, I'm going to read off the leading scorers for the other teams they've beaten during that 16-game streak. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, Wayne Selden Jr., I think he's my State Farm agent, Rodney Purvis, Damian Lee, Spencer Dinwiddie, who I thought was in a Harry Potter movie, Anthony Tolliver, Torian Price, Michael Beasley I've heard of. I think you're getting the point. By the way, Sixers, you won't see any of these in the playoffs. I'm not sure what to make of the Sixers. Golden State at the end of this year is losing by 40. Houston shut it down 2 weeks ago. The Raptors are a number 1 seed, and we all roll our eyes. The Cavs last night pulled LeBron out of the game a few minutes in. The Sixers are young and long and fun and athletic, and Ben Simmons, to me, could be an all-timer. Markelle Fultz, trust Robert Covington. Joel Embiid's already missing the first game of the playoffs. For young NBA teams who are trying to prove their worth, the regular season means a ton, and it means this year a ton to Philadelphia. They're like the fat kid who's finally in shape. He gets to the first 61-degree day and runs to the beach to take his shirt off. For the first time in his life, he's not embarrassed. It's cold out. Nobody else is at the beach. He runs down there to take his shirt off. Hey, everybody, I've arrived. You can't make fun of me anymore. Philadelphia, congratulations. You earned it. It's tangible. You're fun, long, athletic, and lively. And you play hard every night. Young teams generally do. You may, in fact, get to the Eastern Conference Finals, because the Celtics look more like a hospital ward than a team. But you are not the future now of the NBA, not even in the East. That's LeBron. And you, by next year, will not be the future in the East either. Boston's got a better coach and far better starting 5. I think there's a chance you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You'll play a 6 and a 7 seed. John Wall, barely healthy. Celtics, most stars missing. Toronto, the baby dinosaurs. Either LeBron's asteroid will bring them down, or maybe the Sixers will. Congrats, you've earned it. But we have a league right now, because our commissioner is pro-player and well-liked and doesn't scream, where 7 teams are actively tanking. where NBA reporters of a sport they cover daily, have to Google players because they've never heard of them. I don't know what to make of Philly, but I know they're not winning the East this year, and I know the next 10 years after it, they're going to be behind Boston in virtually all those years, and should be. The Celtics have better players, more of them, and a better coach. All right, there is a story that is unbelievable. It broke late yesterday, and it tells a story that we have never seen in 15 years. That's coming up. Here's why I'm a big fan of Simply Safe Home Security. It's prepared for anything that gets thrown at you. Listen, man, storm takes out your power, Simply Safe is fine. Intruder cuts your phone line, Simply Safe is ready. Destroy your keypad or siren, they get you the help you need. Created by college students years ago who got robbed and created their own system, they've now upgraded it. You think it costs an arm and a leg, but it doesn't. 24/7 protection for just $14.99 a month. There are no hidden fees, and there are never contracts. We recommend Simply Safe to everybody we can. Check it out. To protect your home and to protect your family and some assets, go to simplysafecolin.com. Spelled C-O-L-I-N, simplysafecolin.com. A storm, an intruder, Simply Safe is always ready.
I've got a big dinner party tonight.
And I got a giant corporate event. What else?
Enormous presentation.
Easy. Gigantic interview.
Done. Now at Men's Warehouse, take 60% off select suits, plus buy one, get one free on